Well, we're having a heat wave here in the UK. We used to call it Britain, but now we call it Urk. I better shut this door. We'll prop it open more like, as we need the air to circulate. I put this at the beginning of this video. You saw there's this saucer with some water in it. I put that in the saucer to see if the flies would like some water, because it's so hot. All the water's evaporated from everywhere, and now I'm looking at the water and wondering why I did that. And I just suddenly realised I haven't watered the roses yet, and so I better go and water the roses and then carry on with this video. So you don't know what anything's for. I did that thinking I was watering the flies, but it was there really just to show me I have to water the roses, and to show you that you have to be careful when you think you know what things are for. You don't really know what anything is for. I'll take 5. Okay, so now you can see they're all watered. And I finished the video on the little herb garden there. That whole thing there is all my garden. Now, we're not allowed to plant roses in the ground. We have to plant them in pots. It's verboten. It's completely against the law here to plant anything in the ground, because we just rent this place. You understand? So it's forbidden for us to plant things in the ground. Is that freedom or what? Anyway, I recently changed my motorbike rear tyre, and so I had the tyre there spare, and so I recycled it into that garden you just saw. That is what we need to be doing. We need to be recycling everything. Everything needs to be recycled somehow, you know. We can't just keep making stuff and making stuff and making stuff and think that everything's going to be okay. It isn't. And it isn't going any further. We can see that all the manufacturing industries in the West have all collapsed. The German car industry was the last thing. All the other car industries have collapsed. Now the German car industry is collapsing. And things aren't the way they used to be. And young people don't want to work in factories anymore. Why don't we ask the young people what they want to do? Why can't we say, what would you like to do in your life? What do you feel called to do? And then the young person could say, well, I want to be a doctor. Okay? You say, okay, well, we've got a list here of all of the doctors ordered by the doctors with the least number of apprentices at the top. Okay? And so we'll assign you to this doctor, okay? And then you've got to get your bag, put it on your back, and go and knock on the door of that doctor, wherever he is in the country, okay? Wherever he is. Or maybe we start with the doctors in your own area first, yeah? And he has to take you. You open it and say, okay, you're my new apprentice. There's your place over there, there's your little house over there. We're doing it, okay? And now, this young person, say they're 14 years old, right? They're now learning under a master how to behave properly, yeah? And how to become a useful member of society. Now, a guy might say, I want to ride skateboards more than anything. Okay, there you go. There's a guild of skateboarders. Who's got the least number of apprentices? Okay, we assign you to this guy. Where you go, or girl. And off you go. You go to the guild. They invite you in. They teach you everything they need to know about skateboarding. And then, after a few years, you decide, I'm not interested in skateboarding anymore. I want to be a doctor now. No problem. You leave the guild of skateboarding. You get given your master doctor. You become apprentice. You start again at the bottom with him. Go to his house. And away you go. Yeah. Whatever you want to do. Whatever you're called to do. Now, a man can do nothing except what he's called to do. That is the way of nature. Yeah. You can't tell a man do something and he doesn't want to do it. If he feels like he shouldn't do it, that's his conscience, yeah? And he cannot be forced to do it. If it's raining and he gets up in the morning and says, I feel like staying in bed, he must stay in bed. Otherwise it's against the law of nature, yeah? He must stay in bed. If a man has a number of experiences which are difficult, he may need to sleep for a few days and not go to work. Then he's not going to be at work, yeah? He's going to be sleeping, because that's what he feels like doing, and that's what he needs to do. When he comes back after a few days of sleeping, he'll be ready for whatever's coming next, far, far more ready than anybody could possibly be who was forced to get up in the morning and make mistakes, yeah? And never ever learn to get past what nature was going to give him in the night. Because believe you me, there's nothing more important in this life than sleep. Because sleep teaches us about death. Death is a little sleep. We have a life and then a little sleep. It's the same. When we sleep at night, it's like we're dying to the life. And we wake up in the morning, it's like we're born again, yeah? We have to learn from this. And all of our understanding of God comes in that place between life and rebirth. Comes in that other place, our most important experiences. Now, I just want to remind everybody who might be watching this video and not realize that this is just a small piece of a much larger set of videos, which is a complete work. It's a philosophy, if you like, and it is philosophy means love of wisdom, and it also means a viewpoint on life too, I suppose. What we regard as most important in life. And the title of this set of videos, I think there's about 37 of them now. They're growing every day, they seem to be growing more. I'm hoping they'll stop, but they keep carrying on. I can't help myself making these videos. These videos are the natural order poets, bards and druids, and this is not an organization that is made by man. This is a natural organization that exists from time immemorial, and its name is this now. It used to be called various things in the past, and it's lost its understanding. Man has lost its understanding of what it really is, and so it has to be reinvented from time to time, and that's what God does. God reinvents the natural order of poets, bards and druids from time to time. The last time he reinvented it, he called it the Order of Melchizedek. That's what he called it. Before that, it was whatever Adam called it. And it's so long ago we don't know what that was. Actually we do. It was called the Order of Watchers. Sorry. They were called the Watchers. The Watchers were the natural order of poets, bards and druids. Their job was to watch over humanity. Now I've got a pain in my heart. You know, none of us live forever, and it's always a good day to die. And it's important to realise that it's not possible to sell our soul to the devil, to think that we can get some benefit of that in our life as it is now. And what's going to happen is we're going to lose eternity, really. The eternal is where we need to find ourselves, in eternity. And all the poets, bards and druids are living in eternity. The ordinary people in the world in a fallen state, they've made some mistakes and they're paying for their mistakes. And they're paying for it in order that they may learn what their mistakes were, correct their mistakes, and then follow everybody else into the order. Now we don't need to do this immediately. There's a natural order of guilds, which I mentioned earlier on in this video. The order of poets, bards and druids is a philosophical order. Okay, so it's a guild of philosophy that the order of poets, bards and druids represents. It's the art of philosophy, and everybody that comes into this world studies the art of philosophy from the day they're born till the day they die. Whilst they're in their material phase, they may be part of other guilds, other lesser guilds. Still, they are students of philosophy. And it's only when they get to the point where God says, all you want to do now is study philosophy. That's all you want to do now. And when a person hits that point in their life, then they find themselves being transformed from a fallen state into reality, and now they find themselves part of the natural order of poets, bards and druids. And philosophy is their main interest. Philosophy, the study of wisdom. Okay. I have to take 5. So just to recap what we've already learned in these videos. We leave the world and we join the order of poets, bards and druids. We do that just by simply walking out with nothing. We have to give everything, all our material possessions, money, everything we own away and leave. That's a test that we have to go through. God gives us that test to become a bard, if you like. And I'm sure if you're watching this video now, at this point in this video, you probably are one of these bards, yeah? You probably have a musical instrument of some sort, and you're called to this journey, because it's very unlikely that the few of you who are called to watch these videos aren't part of some growing future humanity that is going to expand and bring into existence the natural order of poets, bards and druids, to externalize it in the world, okay? To know you're part of it, to know what it is, to know who you are. This is called the externalisation of the hierarchy. Now, it's a great time that we're in, because this doesn't happen very often. We're witnessing this. I'm witnessing it together with you at the same time. I don't know this is going to happen, yet it's happening. All I can do is wait and find out what comes next. None of this, anything that I've done, is premeditated in any way. In that respect, I'm just like Krishnamurti. I'm just talking and finding the answers together with you. We're just examining and investigating this phenomenon together, yeah. Now, Krishnamurti was a very great man, and without Krishnamurti, there would be no me. I would be lost, without direction. Yeah. Krishnamurti came the same way that Jesus Christ came 2,000 years ago, to free, to redeem mankind from his fallen material state. And it's necessary that all poets, bards and druids study the work of Krishnamurti and give honour and respect to him as a very high level avatar and an ancestor of the human race, and the great, very great ancestor too, at highest level, yeah. In the same status, if you like, as the Buddha, as the Christ, you will find Krishnamurti, the same level, yeah. Sai Baba also, very high level individual, representing the highest ancestral spirits of this planet. So we must respect our teachers. When I first started on this journey, I met a man called John McDonnell. He was an older man, in his late 70s, and he had been working on a play, a musical pantomime, if you like, called A Golden Age is Coming. And it started off, the first words of the play was, a golden age is coming, a golden age is near, a time when gloom and darkness will fade and disappear, a time of new beginnings, emerge into the light, a time for man to learn God's plan, and this time get it right. Okay, now that right, that is John McDonnell actually saying that word for me. His ancestral spirit is coming in at that moment to say that word, yeah. That's how he used to say it. And nobody had taken any notice of this man's work till I came along. I just met him one day having tea in a church group meeting where you could go on a Saturday or a Sunday and have tea and just gather together. And I just walked into this place. I'd never been there before. I saw there was free tea. So I went and I met John, and we immediately started to talking. Neither of us were inhibited, and both were members of the natural order of poets, bards and druids. And so these people, when they come together, they're just like the same as each other. And they're not resistant. And so John said to me, oh, I've got this play. I said, oh, that sounds interesting. You want to come and see it? I said, yeah, no problem. He says, well, let's go. And so we just left the meeting, he went to his house, and we had a look at this play. And that's because we're not resistant to what's happening to us in the moment. This is our synchronicity coming together, yeah. And so, to become an apprentice on this journey, you have to meet an older poet, bard or druid, I suppose. Probably a druid. You have to meet a druid, yeah. And you have to help them. That's a test. You have to help them with their work, yeah. And this is a test. If you pass this test, then you say, oh no, I can't be bothered with this old guy. I'm just going to like go on my own, go and smoke some wacky and contemplate my navel. Yeah. Well, you fail. I'm sorry, you fail. And so everybody is put through this test. So ladies are put through it too. Yeah. The ladies meet some other older lady, and they've got to help them with their work. Normally looking after some children or something like that. Their way is different to our way. I can hear the dove cooing in the background. There's no dog barking. Where's the dog? Not here, is it? So to become a bard, you have to pass this test of helping an older master. You have to help him. And as a result of helping him, eventually God throws you out of your existing situation and casts you out into the bardic journey. You finish your apprenticeship. It may take 2 or 3 years. Then you have to hit the road, Jack. And that's when you really become a bard, after you've passed through your apprenticeship, which you don't even know you're taking. You might just miss it. Take 5. Now, right until just this year, I met John McDonnell 20 odd years ago, and right up until this year I never heard this word golden age except in John's play. John's play was the only mention of this word, a golden age is coming, until Donald Trump and some others mention this word, a golden age. And this is a sign that God makes in the universe, that this prophecy is fulfilled, because John's play was actually a prophecy. In this play of John's, Adam, the first man, returned to earth, met his partner Eve, and together the two of them saved the planet. Okay. That's his prophecy. And I helped John to actually physically get his play into order, because he'd written it, he'd sung onto tape the tunes of the songs in it, yet it hadn't been put to music and it hadn't been produced into some final form. It was just on some messy, dirty sheets of paper that were just going to go west. And because I was a computer man, I was able to get the best out of what he'd already done, typeset it all, and find somebody to write the music for him. And the final product was a CD. 20 years ago the CD was the state of the art, and so we had this play, A Golden Age is Coming, on CD. And there's only 1 or 2 copies of that in the world. Who knows what happened to it? Doesn't matter, doesn't matter. It was simply a prophecy, really. And it's a prophecy that's being fulfilled. Now, I'm a very capable individual when it comes to working with technology. John wasn't, and John was not capable of doing that without help to get it to that CD level, to get to a finished product. And also in the printed form, we got it into A4 sheets, printed, beautifully typeset.
And so he had that also. Yeah. And so he saw, before he died, he saw his work come to fruition, and it was me that helped him see that work come to fruition. Yeah. And in doing so, I recognized the prophecy and saw how I had come to be the one to fulfill his prophecy, starting with just his play, bringing his play into existence, which nobody, it was 15 years ago that he wrote it, before he met me, and nobody had been able to help him with this. He'd had people want to make money, he tried to pay people to try to organize this, and nothing was working, because you can't organize anything in nature. It's not possible to organize it. So he had to learn this lesson, and only when he stopped trying to organize his play into existence did I come along and naturally organize it, naturally organize itself. And so my work, like John's play, my final work, if you like, is this series of videos. And the main series is this set of videos called The Natural Order of Poets, Bards and Druids. Yet all of the videos on the channel are part of that work. And so the only thing that you can do to help me is to watch the videos. That's all you can do. And just like John McDonnell's video or play was a prophecy that Adam would return to Earth and save the planet, so my videos is a prophecy of the externalisation of the hierarchy, that the whole hierarchy of poets, bards and druids will materialise in the universe and save the planet, yeah, and become the new world order, really. The basis for the new world order, for the way forward for humanity. At the highest level of wisdom, yeah, to become the basis of wisdom in the new world order. And so you can fulfill that prophecy if you like. You have to like what you're doing. I could say it would be good if you watch the videos, yet I say to you, don't watch anything you don't feel like watching. You have to feel like watching. You have to feel like doing something for it to be natural, a part of the natural order. So if you watch these videos, all good and well. If you find yourself fulfilling the prophecy of the externalisation of the hierarchy, which this video foreshadows, then enjoy yourself doing it. And the journey that I've described in these videos is the universal pathway of life, from humanity to eternal life in the next life, to eternal life. Yeah. Now these videos are on YouTube, and I presume that God is looking after them. There are copies of these videos on my computer here, and I would hope that someday that these objects that exist here in this room will one day be looked after by humanity somehow, yeah. There is a library of PDF files on my computer of everything that I ever read, studied. I downloaded onto the computer, and it remains there, looked after. Yet the technology is frail, and I've tried to make copies of things and have them in a way that they get from one computer to another automatically and kind of end up in multiple copies. There's a little bit of that going on. Not much. It's beyond me to do everything. And I'm 71 years old now. Who knows how much longer I've got. And one day this is going to have to fall to other members of the human race. And so one would hope that it doesn't just all get thrown in the bin, yeah, my computer and everything. If it does, then it's on YouTube, okay? And it's my life work. It's a summation of everything I've learnt in my life. These few videos, these 37 or so videos, The Natural Order of Poets, Bards and Druids. I hope you appreciate the effort that's gone into making these videos. My surname is Bithell. It's interesting, I only just a few days ago read that Bethel is another name for Yahweh, the God, if you like, of the Jews. I did not know this, I thought it was a place here, Bethel, house of God, it means house of God. And God gave me this name from birth, yeah. And when I was 13, the kids at school used to call me Philosopher Bethel, Philosopher Bithel, the philosopher of Yahweh, the philosopher of God. And their name for me, which just came out of their mouths, has proved to be true. I am a great philosopher of God. And I know what I am. Everybody knows what they are. I'm not lying to you. None of this stuff is a lie. All this stuff is reality. Everything that I've said in these videos is the absolute golden truth coming to you from the mouth of God. And you can tell it's coming from that mouth because it's without pause, it's without error, it's without swear word, it's without thought. It's very important that you judge everybody on this basis. And if you want a good example to compare to George Galloway. George Galloway speaks in a very perfect way, in a greater way than I speak, I think, because he's made it his life work to speak as a public speaker. He's studied it. I have not studied anything. It simply happens in me. What I'm saying is different to what George is saying. Yet George's words are very, very, very important for humanity at this time. He is our king. He is the king of the order of poets, bards and druids. A king stands between the order and the world. That's the position of the king, between the order and the world. He's concerned with the welfare of the world. My concern is with the welfare of the order, of those outside of the world. I'm not concerned with the world, the people living in the world. I'm not concerned about that. I have compassion for all those lost in the world, yet it is not my business to disturb them. And it's not your business to disturb them also. Yet you will find yourself disturbing them, and you will have to have some tests. You will have to be arrested. Many people are being arrested over the Palestinian affair at the moment. And that's good, young people being arrested, or even old people being arrested over Palestine is good, because it gets them through their initiation. It means that many, many new poets, bards and druids are coming into the world. It's a sign of the times. So don't be frightened of being arrested. All of us have had to be arrested. And we are arrested because we stand up for the truth. That's all it is. You have to stand for the truth. You can't walk away from it. Elon Musk set a good example with Donald Trump. He's the only one who was prepared to walk out of there in the truth. The rest is saying, yes boss, the psychopaths. Now these days you don't need to personally meet a master to be an apprentice to a master. You don't need that because we have YouTube. I'm apprenticed to some very great mechanical people, whoops, and so I'm also studying mastery of mechanical engineering. Yeah? I have a number of mechanical objects, motorcycles, cars, boats, outboard motors, all sorts of things where I study under the masters so that I can learn the art of motorcycle maintenance. This is an interesting book which you might like to read at some point. Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance. So I find myself in my old days doing a little bit of motorcycle maintenance and studying under some great masters of this on YouTube. And I am what you would call a great master of philosophy. And you don't need to be here. You can study under me, under a master, as an apprentice, just by watching the videos. Simple as that. That's the way I do it. It's the same with music. You can study under musical masters by watching their videos. Yeah. So we have a whole new process of apprenticeship. A system of apprenticeship that's never been known in the world before, coming out of YouTube. Yeah? That also is the divine order of poets, bards and druids, and the divine order of guilds. The divine order of guilds is coming out of YouTube. And the highest of those guilds is the divine order of poets, bards and druids, which is being established right now as we speak in this moment, as you watch this video. Thanks for watching.